Earlier today, I uploaded a video talking about the negative parts of today's update, specifically the new weapons being put in reserves and how you can't just earn them through playing the game. And now that we got the negativity out of the way, I wanted to talk about the good stuff in this update, everything that they changed and getting you informed on what is new in Black Ops 4. So through this, we're going to be going through the black market, multiplayer, blackout, and of course zombies, and talking about everything that has changed in those. And I'm going to put timestamps down in the description and down in the comments, so that way if you're just interested in multiplayer or just interested in zombies, you can check out that individual section of the video. But without further ado, let's dive in and talk about what is new in the Days of Summer update. Also, by the way, guys, as this video goes live, I am live streaming over on Twitch. We are going to be live streaming the Days of Summer update, and you guys will actually get the opportunity to play some Black Ops 4 with me. So if you're at all interested, I'm live streaming right now, and it is the first link down in the description. Now, without further ado, let's dive in and talk about the black market to start. So to start things out, the main thing that was added with the Days of Summer event to the black market is 50 new tiers. As far as notable items in here, there really isn't many, the first of which is at level 25, which is a weapon bribe. This gives you basically a reserve crate that gives you 3 items, but one of them is guaranteed to be either one of the new weapons that is in reserves or a Mark II weapon variant. We talked about this bullshit in this morning's video. We're not going to go too far into it. Then at level 50, you unlock the new weapon, the Mini 14 or the Vendetta, which is a semi-automatic sniper rifle. As far as Blackjack Shop, the 3 things that you can get from here are the Treasure Vault reactive camo. You get the Skipper bundle for profit, which is probably one of my favorite skins that's in the game right now. And then finally, you have the Ahab's Revenge bundle, which gives you 8 reserve crates and the Ahab's Revenge for the Swordfish, which is a really cool looking variant. It's just really expensive at $20 or 2,000 COD points. Finally, we have the new things in the reserve. So first of all, the best thing that they added into the black market, the community challenge. This is for the Grav. After people have completed 15 million public matches, the Grav is unlocked and everyone who plays the game is able to use it. I think this is really cool. I would have much preferred if they did this with all of the new weapons as opposed to putting them in reserves. Speaking of which, as far as reserves, we now, like we talked about before, have these weapon bribes and another bundle called the Summer Break bundle, which features Raul Menendez's Ladies Man skin, which I absolutely love, but once again is pretty expensive at $11. That is pretty much the black market in a nutshell. If you want me ranting about it and to hear my real opinions on it, check out the video I made earlier today. It'll be a card on the screen right now. Oh, one other thing that I forgot about is that they did announce that at the end of June, they will be adding contracts, which are basically sound like daily, weekly challenges like they had in Black Ops 3 to Black Ops 4. They aren't there now, not till the end of June. Who knows, they may get delayed. We've seen that before, but as of right now, not there, just the global contract for the Grav. Now, the next biggest thing, and in my opinion, this is probably the biggest thing that got added, is a free map for everyone. This map is Grind from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It was absolutely one of my favorite Call of Duty maps of all time, and it is just brought back. There is nothing really changed on it or reimagined. The graphics are only a little bit better, just brought up to Black Ops 4 standards, but it's the same map, just brought in, and honestly, I love it. Like I said, this is one of my favorite maps of all time, and the best part is it is free for everyone. You don't need the season pass. You don't need to pay any money, which is fantastic. I really hope they do more of this. Personally, I have the season pass, and it doesn't bother me at all that everyone gets this map because I want to play it all the time, and if people had to buy the map, then I wouldn't get to play it all the time. So I'm really happy with what they did with this. This is, in my opinion, the best thing they did with this update. So after this, we have our featured playlist this week. So Capture the Flag is obviously the new one. We also have Infected, Prop Hunt, Bare Bones Deathmatch Mosh Pit, and finally Bolt Action Bare Bones Mosh Pit. Capture the Flag is obviously the new game mode, and as far as this game mode goes, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty much every Capture the Flag mode you've ever seen in a Call of Duty game. The way this one works is there is 2 rounds, and in every round, the first team to get 3 flags captured wins that round. First to 2 rounds wins. If it goes into overtime, instead of having to capture 3 flags, you only have to capture 1. As far as my opinion on Capture the Flag, I actually really enjoy Capture the Flag. The only thing I don't like about it is in Capture the Flag, there's a little bit of a spawn delay, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I would love to see them maybe for a weekend implement Capture the Flag with no spawn delay. I know it's kind of necessary for how the spawns work in CTF, but just my opinion. But all in all, good game mode. Glad they added it. They also added a couple of balancing changes to multiplayer as well. First of all, for a couple of SMGs, the MX9, GKS, Cordite, and SOG 9mm, all of them you spawn in with an extra magazine. I guess people were running out too quick. I think this is a pretty good update, makes SMGs a little bit better. On top of that, for ARs, SMGs, tactical rifles, and pistols, there's extra player penetration. So basically, it's easier to get collateral damage. My favorite update, my favorite balancing update they did is for Tac Mask. They gave it a little bit buff, and now it cancels out the effect of the strobe light. So the strobe light on the SG-12 no longer screws your aim up if you have Tac Mask on. This is amazing. I wish they did this sooner. Good update on that front. Now, they also patched a couple of specialist characters, starting off with Nomad. They affected Juno, his dog. They lowered the amount of health that Juno had. I think a lot of people will be happy with that one. And then, the surprising one to me is that they actually buffed Spectre. They buffed the cooldown so that you can now use Spectre's Shadow Blade more often, which really surprised me. And on top of that, they made it so that there's a faster camera rotation, so it's easier for you to kill people who are behind you as Spectre. That one surprised me. I thought Spectre was pretty good where Spectre was, but I guess they thought it was a little bit underpowered, so now that has changed. So those are all the big changes to multiplayer. Moving on to Blackout, there's actually a ton that happened to Blackout today. First of all, aesthetically, if you look at the Blackout map, there is now barbecues, coolers, balloons, flamingos, flags, banners, kind of all over the map. Like there's a big barbecue going on across the entire map. I think it's a pretty cool update. Also, the lighting on the map changed as well from the spring update, and in my opinion, it looks pretty good and a welcome change to the map. There's also some literally physical changes to certain locations of the map that I'm going to go over in a full video tomorrow, because there's actually a lot of that stuff. And then the big thing, the new game mode is Ground War. If you're an Xbox or a PC user, you will get Ground War next week. However, this week, you have your own game mode, Ambush Solo. So it's the same as the Ambush Quads that we saw before, but this time you can play it alone, which I thought was pretty interesting. However, Ground War. So Ground War is essentially a 50v50 mode similar to what you've seen in Fortnite before, and you get 3 possible respawns. The interesting thing about this game mode is when you spawn in at the very beginning, the circle has already collapsed to a very, very small area, and this game mode is hectic because you don't have an entire map to work with. You have a lot less loot, but you have just as many, if not more, people to fight because they spawn so close to you. It's a really, really aggressive and fast game mode, and I think it's a welcome update as a limited time event. I don't think that this is something that'll stay here forever, but it is fun to play, and especially fun to play with friends. On top of that, there is just simply new features in Blackout as well. First of all, the attack helicopter. The attack helicopter is basically a helicopter that you can shoot out of with an LMG. It's pretty cool. I saw some people using it. I haven't got to use it myself yet, so I don't know how powerful it is. All I know is that someone was trying to shoot me and wasn't very successful with it, so you must need a good pilot to do well with that as well. On top of that, another new feature is called Coward's Way Out. This is when you are playing redeploy game modes like 50v50. If you get shot down, you can hold square, bleed out, and then spawn back in with that next wave. That way someone doesn't just leave you alive, and then you don't get to spawn in again. I think that's a pretty welcome update, and I think it's interesting that they only added that in respawn game modes. I think that's definitely a good thing. Also, 2 new pieces of equipment. First of all, the Hawk drone is now in Blackout. The caveat to this one is you have to be flying it. It's basically a portable UAV. You can't just leave it up in the air and use it to watch your back or something like that. You have to be flying it, and if you do so, you're going to leave yourself exposed. And then finally, the Grav, aka the Galil, you can now put attachments on. So if you pick up a Grav or a Galil playing Blackout, you can put a red dot on there, you can put a grip on there, and it acts a little bit more like the other assault rifles. I can't wait to give this one a shot and see how good it is once you can actually put attachments on it. Then the final thing for Blackout is Alcatraz. Alcatraz is getting an update to the map. It's getting 2 new locations. We don't really know what they are, but they did show us the image of the submarine on the map. So that is coming next Tuesday on June 11th, and don't you worry, I will keep you guys updated on that when that comes out next week. Finally, we have zombies. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of depth on this just because I'm not a big zombies guy, but the big thing that you got is the Labors of Hercules Gauntlet on the new map, Ancient Evil. I think we've been expecting that one for a while. On top of that, all of the new weapons that have been added into the game are now compatible with zombies as well. On top of that, there are now kind of leaderboards for gauntlets, but you can only compare with your friends. They are not community-wide. You can't see them across the entire game, which I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed by. And finally, there are 4 new elixirs. I'm not going to go through all 4. If you want to really check them out, I will leave a link down in the description to the patch notes, and you can check them out there. But guys, that is the full Days of Summer update in every single game mode. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I got all the information across as quickly as possible. And if you did enjoy, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, the best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you have notifications on, and as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Listen.